Yeah, it's definitely special, and I'll have a lot of people there at the game. But really, it just means more because I haven't played a game with so much on the line. Like I've said before, I've never had an opportunity to play for a championship like we're doing right now, and to be able to do it 15 minutes away from where I stay, my hometown it just feels good. The game they whooped us. I remember I watched like the first couple series, and I seen Bosa Nick was getting off. I was like, this might be a long day, and I uh, I watched it, and Weber had a big day, but it was just it was a big stage, and it was good to see the Spartans on a big stage like that because they were doing so well that year, but they just didn't execute that day. Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely sticks with you, especially whooping like that. It's just not a good taste. That, like the Iowa game, we're pretty similar. When I played Wisconsin my sophomore year, when they beat up on us pretty good at their place, those kind of games just make you work harder in the off season. But like once you get to a season, you're not really thinking about it until it's that week again, and then you kind of think about the game last year. But it definitely makes you want to work harder. In Columbus, yeah, definitely. I mean, the first possession we were getting after Fields. I remember our offense turned it over, and we were playing really stout in the first quarter. But they're so explosive, just like they always are. And they got a couple big plays in the second. But going into halftime, I mean, it was a close game. I remember we missed opportunity with a couple open guys down near the red zone to make it. I don't know if we were going to tie it up or make it a one-score game, but that was just fun being in that atmosphere, playing in that game. We won that one, but we let it get away from us. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like a personal thing, like a competitive thing for each dude in the secondary, And I challenged dudes today. I was like, just compete, and that's what we got to do on Saturday. We can't be afraid of what kind of numbers those guys have put up. We got to get out there and challenge those guys and play aggressive ball. And I think that's when we play our best. I think when you have an offensive line like they do, that do such a great job of protecting the quarterback, he gets some time back there to make his reads, and he's pretty good with his reads. And they're so explosive, so you want to stay on top of everything. But I mean, they're skillful enough to set it down, and they're good. All of them catch with their hands pretty well. And you don't see that. You don't see a whole wideout core catching with their hands that well. You might see one guy like David Bell could catch with his hands really well, but they got a whole receiving core that can catch with their hands, and then it's a numbers game. You want to commit dudes to the passing game, that's fine. They're just going to want to run the ball, and that's really what who Ohio State is at heart. They want to run the ball and then take their shots deep. So we just got to play our game, challenge the receivers, and be stout up front. Definitely difficult. It's important to. We're trying to watch the most tape we have all year, but we'll get our pass reads, pass keys from the O-line. They'll tell us if it's run or pass. But once we know, it's still not an easy job to stop those guys. Especially Henderson. He's I bet he's faster in person than he looks like on tape, and he already looks fast on tape. So we got to do a good job corralling him and keeping leverage on him to prevent explosive plays. A decent amount. I mean, at least once a week, maybe. Since we've been in the opportunity to do this. Luke Campbell brought us up yesterday and kind of had a discussion like that, and he was just telling us. I don't want to say too much because that was for us to hear, but just since he's been here, like we got an opportunity to do something he hasn't done before, and when I was in high school, my high school coach always told us it's about what the younger dudes can do for the seniors to help them win. So. It's about. I feel even though I'm a senior, Luke still got 2 years on me, so I'm trying to make it like what can I do for him and dudes his age, Yeah, I think Stroud throws his best ball over the middle, really, and his post he throws a good dig route, which is a hard throw to make, but he's pretty accurate when he throws those. So I don't know where they're more dangerous at, but they're pretty good at both of them. It's crazy to think about. That COVID year kind of turned everything around. But I remember my freshman year, Rushke was here, and he had played, I think, on the Rose Bowl team maybe. if I'm not mistaken. So I've seen it before, but it's just cool to see all the the wisdom somebody like that has, and what the years bring to a dude like that. It's nice to see. Yeah, it was a effort. It was different, but I mean, football's still football. But at the end of the day, football's still football. But yeah, they're two different coaches, and I mean, I feel blessed to be able to be coached by both of them. I loved having Coach D. I love Coach D. I miss him, and he's always running around somewhere around here. So it's good to see him, but it's definitely it was a different kind of adaptation. It almost feels like, I'm not sure what the NFL is like, but it feels kind of like, to me, if you're not producing, you're not going to be here. If you're not doing something, you're not going to be here. So it feels like real life, you know what I mean? If you're not taking care of your job, you're not going to be able to have the job anymore. Well, it's funny you say that. Luke, when he brought us up the other day, he was telling us, go back and watch that film from 2013 and 2015. We played Ohio State, and that's the kind of stuff you can do. They might know about those games, but they don't remember watching them. Like some of the dudes that were here or committed here when Michigan State was playing. Just educate them on what was going on and what we've done around here. I mean, that's definitely what we want to do, is get back to what we've seen in the past. And it was so special seeing Michigan State play for Big Ten championships and Rose Bowls. And, it made such an impact on me. I can only imagine what it's doing for the kids at home now, you know what I mean, that Coach Tucker might be trying to recruit, or the younger kids than that, like middle school age kids, that leaves an impact on them, and, makes Michigan State more of a national brand than it already is.